there's a few different ways that you can start a fire. I don't know that there's one perfect way, but I'm going to go through a couple different ways that I utilize to start a campfire. Kindling is kind of your first step. Collecting small twigs, things that are half the size of a pencil or smaller, that light easily, burn easily. These are important. You can also buy fire starters. So the twigs take a little bit of additional work. You gather some leaves, get the leaves, build the small twigs, and then logs over the top. Sometimes it's hard to find smaller twigs, or if it's been raining recently, you end up with wet kindling. It takes a little extra time. These little lightning bugs are small fire starters. They're a great thing to light. That'll build the fire into your kindling and then onto the logs. And so we'll go through this. Another source that's really easy is throw some charcoal into a Ziploc bag and keep that in your camp stuff. That way you've got something that's dry, it's ready to burn, it burns a little bit easier. This would go on top of your firebug or your kindling and provide a good warm heat source in the transition to the larger wood. So remember, smaller wood burns first, then larger, then larger, then larger. You don't want to start off with a really big log because it's going to take forever. It needs a lot of heat to really get burning. Trigger lighters, great to have with you for flame source. And then I've even gotten a little crazier and a little simpler. And a lot of people watching this video go, that's nuts. But this is a weed burner. And I've always got these Benzomatic tanks with me for our little grill set. And so this thing, you turn it on and click it, and this will put a ton of fire. It's a little bit like cheating, but it sure comes in nice, especially when the wood's wet. So let's go through some of this. We're gonna put a lightning bug down at the bottom. We're gonna do one where we've got leaves at the bottom, and we're gonna show you how the two start, put kindling on both of those and get them lit and see how it goes. All right, Tessa, you wanna get some of these dead leaves that are in here and around, actually just get them from around the campsite here, and let's put them in a pile. You can put them in a pile right here. Leaves are good if there's old stuff that was already in the fire pit. You're just making a small little pile, that's good. You don't want it too big because the leaves will smoke out. And then we're gonna get our kindling. There's different ways to build a fire, whether you do the TP method, where you stand everything up. That way the heat source comes into the middle, burns it, falls down. Other people do the Lincoln log, you know, where you set it into a square. You build the fire in the middle, the heat source starts burning all of that. I typically do the TP. It's kind of the way that I prefer to do it. You just want enough of a TP where everything's not laying flat. You want it up enough so air can get underneath it. Okay, we got the fire bugs on this guy. I'm using 2 of them here. And we're gonna put a little extra kindling around it. Why don't we do this one, Lincoln log instead? Then we can see the 2 different options here. Okay, and then you're gonna multi-TP so that once that fire gets going, you've got another TP that's gonna catch. Next. Tessa, would you like to light yours?
This one?
Yep. Get it down in the bottom there. You're gonna have to get it low. There you go. Why don't you give it a little light right here too. And then you want a good pile of kindling next to you so you can start feeding it when it's ready. Okay, we're gonna start this other one. Tessa, you're gonna get on that lightning bug down there, that little yellow fella down there. Okay, fires need oxygen. And so if your fire goes out, you can give it a little pull away, take your breath. Okay, the third way would be with the blower. You just come in with the cheating way. So you can kind of see the 3 different ways to get a fire going. Now the nice thing is, while it's small like this, if you have some charcoal and you want to add it in, you get a good fuel source. These are burning at the top. They're eventually going to fall down. You can see how the log cabin is burning incomplete, and then this guy's going pretty well. So we're gonna slide some of this in here, so I don't want you to get burned. Okay. Okay. Once you've got good fire like this, you know, make sure that you've got your larger logs next to you, and you're gonna start building around it. Actually, that's a really thick and heavy log. You wanna build it in a way that you've got a log. You want a thin edge fire down so that it's an easier way for it to catch. And make sure that it's not laying flat. And you can see how I've got it crisscrossed here so that there's plenty of air that can come through and the kindling can still burn. And then similar on this guy. The way the TP burns, it takes a little longer for it to burn at the top and fall over. So I don't necessarily want to knock it over. I'm gonna have this one just kind of prepped to the side. So as it starts to burn and fall, it'll be ready. We can actually set this here and start stoking this log a little bit. So those are the three methods. Everybody's got their own preference. There's different ways to do it. And you can see how quickly this one started, but the others didn't take very much longer. You know, having a little fire starter like a lightning bug really helps, but if you've got plenty of kindling around, you can get it started just as well. You can see the one we started without any help or starters, just with the kindling around us, is going really nicely. The one with the firebugs started a little bit quicker, a little bit easier, and the Lincoln log setup worked really nice. And then for quick and easy and a little extra redundancy and assurance, you know, you can bring one of these guys around with you. One other thing to consider is the amount of wood that you bring. Most people don't bring enough wood. Right now we've got 6 logs on this fire. That would last a couple hours maybe. And especially if it's cold outside and you're trying to create heat and you're wanting to create a larger fire, you're gonna want probably 20 pieces of wood just for a few hours of good warm fire. Don't short yourself on it. More wood is better. If you're buying some plastic wrap firewood in an area just outside your campsite, that stuff is usually very dry and will burn really hot and really fast. I would buy 3 packets of that at least, maybe 4. That way you've got plenty of fire, and that's per night. We've got 3 different fire types here. Not one of them's right, not one of them's wrong. Just pick your preference, whatever you want to do, and then get around the fire, get those sticks out and start roasting mallows. It's s'mores time.